I have to wear this leather glove because this receiver is really hot, hyper hot. I cannot put my hand on it. So earlier on I told you I had never done this before. I'm just going to dismantle this, and I kind of hope for the best, and then we'll sort of figure it out as we go. I mean, most of the stuff appears to be pretty obvious, but anyway, let's start taking it apart. I have to wear this leather glove because this receiver is really hot, hyper hot. I cannot put my hand on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the left hammer off. Again, I've pre-loosened all of these screws, and part of that process was using that heat gun. Alright, so that's the left hammer. I'm not going to label this because it's obviously the left hammer, but I am going to tape that screw onto it because I don't want that to get separated from its original location. We'll flip that over and we'll take off that right hammer. And again, it's obvious that it's the right hammer, or the right side hammer. There is these firing pins, and there are some set screws down in here that release those. I think it's the only thing I can see. So the same kind of thing. We're going to remove that screw. I don't think I have to heat that up, but we'll find out. Nope, that's coming out really easily. The firing pin is sort of in the way. Again, I've never done this. I have no idea what happens after I remove this screw. Not a clue. Okay, that's out. I'll tell you what happens. The firing pin comes out. So there's a little bit of a ledge on the edge of that firing pin, and that ledge is what that screw, the screw is actually a turned screw, and that screw captures that little ledge. All right, that's nice because the spring came out with it. All right, so we're going to tape that up and label that. And I mentioned this once before that we do this because I don't want to worry about its restoration until I get there. So this is the left firing pin and retainer screw. Alright, we'll do this other side. Finally getting so I can touch this receiver. This thing is so dirty. I got a soft brass brush that I'm using. Again, not wanting to do any damage to the gun. Why is that dirty? Okay, there's that screw. Firing pin and spring. Same thing. Alright, so far so good. So on the bottom are these two springs. And those springs, I'm pretty confident, are the hammer springs. And those are those 6 screws that I had to pull out on either side. So I think, I'm unsure, but I think we're going to pull those screws out, and those screws come right in and go right across and capture these hammer springs. So, because I don't know, we're going to try those first. So I am confident that I don't know the correct order of these things. Oh, that's interesting. That's putting a lot of side load on that screw. Well, then I want to do that. Okay. So that's obviously not the correct order. Let's try these back ones first. So these back screws, they retain the trigger and sear, or the sear mechanism. Honestly don't know, guys. This is either going to be terrible, but we're going to learn a lot from it. Don't hate on me, guys. I don't know. Okay. That sear came out, and that took all the stress off that spring. All right. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So right here is the caulking sears, and that engages this. Pretty cool. All right. So let's label that again. So that is the left side trigger release, and this screw here is the center, and then this one will come out, and all that. Yeah, well, there's my spring. Okay, there we go. Spring is out. So this is the hammer springs. And I'll show you how this works here. I got two different length screws. So the long screw, and this is for the future me, the long screw is the center screw, and it goes in this indention right here. And that long screw captures that indention. It actually becomes the part that the spring pivots on. And then future me, the short spring, goes up into the front. So if I can give you a close-up, the hammer spring, or the sear release spring, I'm not sure I'm calling this the right stuff or not, but is here, and this leaf spring, it's captured on the center, or in that groove that I showed you, and that becomes its pivot point. But it needs to be captured up in the front as well. So there's another screw that goes across, and those three screws, or the two screws, capture the leaf spring. And then this back screw is actually the screw for the sear release for the triggers. All right, I'm going to take that apart, It comes apart the same way as the other one did, so I'll bring you back when we go to the next part of this.